So you bring up a good point. So much of filmmaking now, because of special effects and economics, happens concurrently. So visual effects is working at the same time as editorial. Sound effects comes on relatively early for temps and screenings. Did you find that kind of nerve-wracking, or is it just kind of par for the course these days?
I found it, well, let me just say this, is I feel like these days we're relearning how to make films every time we do them, and it is nerve-wracking. I envy the old guys who got to do this it the same way for 20, 30 years, and it feels like before I start a movie now I have to research how you make a movie because of the technology is changing everything.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason that I'm doing this, because there are workflows to be established, and it does change regularly. But now with people shooting on HD and going directly from film to HD, and the file formats and what have you, we really have to. It would be great if we can establish some sort of universally accepted, or I don't know, maybe not universally accepted, but industry accepted, workflows or paradigms to get this stuff done.
Yes, and I do feel that it hasn't been figured out yet, that the way to make these movies, although we're making these movies, I don't think the exact, workflow has been, really mastered yet. There has been a lot of talk in our circles, guys like Harry Miller over at ACE, and trying to, really look at how people are doing it and trying to sort of get a convention for it as much as you can with things evolving so quickly. But I must say, the one thing I really did love, to segue a little bit on Iron Man, was cutting in high definition.
Oh.
Because I'll tell you, that changes the ball game. It's great. It's great. It's great because now you can really see what you've got. No surprises, and
there's a lot of dark stuff in this film. So
there's dark material. You can I always thought one of the more uncomfortable things was when they asked me, well, how's her hair look, or something like that. It's like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Let me get back to you on that.
Yeah.
Let me put some film in the projector and see what it looks like. But now you can really see just everything, and I think it kind of reminds me of the first time you get good concert tickets and you go, I'm never sitting up there again.
That's great. That's great. Was there a parallel film workflow? Were you conforming film?
No. It's amazing to me that when I was doing Elf, I would have this parallel film room that as I did something, the film people, my film assistants, would be cutting it, and we'd have, reels, and then we would project it. But because of this high definition thing now, we actually used the same media. We put it into the Avid. They actually projected it for the dailies every day for everyone to see.
Wow.
Then I cut it, and we actually did we didn't do proper previews, but our screenings were from directly off the Avid.
Great.
High definition. This is a pretty big breakthrough. It's a lot of, it used to be a lot of labor to get caught up and get ready for these kind of things, and
Yeah, I mean, up until even the last film that I did, which was shot on high def, and then we compressed it to DVC Pro HD to cut, which was still fantastic.
Yeah.
Best resolution I've ever seen. We still went back and online for the preview.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you're saying you didn't even need to do that. What codec? Was it the DNX 36?
The DNX 36, and before I started, I did just a whole bunch of tests with the various formats and put it, and we really looked with a critical eye as to seeing what are the differences. What if we went to the higher resolution? And it was very, it was there, but it was very subtle. I swear that this 36, I had no complaints. It was brilliant,
Yeah, we were talking with someone yesterday, actually, an engineer from one of the capture, one of the pieces of capture equipment, and he said that it's getting to a point where you get to a certain level and you really can't tell the difference. The only place it'll show up is some sort of mathematical table or something, but visually, you can't tell the difference at a certain point.
The head of Marvel, Kevin Feige, actually said to me that it was somewhat almost disconcerting because he would look at this. I had a 50-inch Panasonic plasma in the edit bay, and he said it looks so good that he didn't know what to think because he was used to sort of the mentality of looking at offline material, and now you're looking at something so crisp. He says, he thought it looked just so fantastic in there.
Did the Telecine process go right to the DNX codec, or did you?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, so
it was tapeless workflow.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah, but as the assistants pointed out to me with their own sense of firmness. That doesn't save them an ounce of time because they still have to go back and check every frame.
Oh, absolutely.
So they could load it quickly, and if I demanded it, I could have it quickly off the press, but they still had to go back and make sure every frame was perfect.
Yeah, it's nice when you have people who take care of you.
Yeah, I had great people.